Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After Thoughts with yours truly, as always, Queen Krazy Cat. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. It'd be really welcome and really appreciated. It's totally free. You can change your mind at any time. And be sure to follow me on my Instagram. Got new photos on there. I got new this and other podcasts. I got my interviews. I got my music video playlist, album playlist, all that other good stuff. And I hit the news and WWE Talk, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, what's going on behind the scenes, WWE exclusive, and all that good stuff, predictions, anything that you can pretty much think of. I talk about the classics, the now have been legendaries, and all of the great things as a WWE fan should talk about when it comes to WWE that you should always type on a topic when you're doing a podcast or a commentary. It's always good to touch up on anything and everything that's going on, including what's going on around the world that's outside of wrestling even and all that good stuff. Now, tonight is Monday, as always, so tune in on the USA to watch Monday Night Raw tonight. You got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. My prediction is he will walk out the United States champion tonight against Austin Theory. And Omos and MPVS for them, nothing like Bobby Lashley in a steel chair. Can't take them out for what they did at Backlash. If you missed it, them screwing him over. And also on Backlash and WWE Live, if you also missed it, you were to see Edge and Damian Priest use Rhea Ripley now is on their team. So I see Liv Morgan teaming up with AJ Styles and Finn Balor, bringing the Bullet Club to do a mixed tag team match, maybe a 6-woman tag team match like Rhea Ripley and Edge and Damian Priest versus AJ Styles, Rhea Ripley, or Liv Morgan and Finn Balor tonight. They should do that, but we'll see what happens. You have to tune in on the USA to check out My Night Raw or Peacock. That also WWE Evil's on. Broken Skull, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Seen Sasha Banks on there, Randy Orton on there. Cody Rhodes was just on there. Excuse me. All that good stuff and all that. So with that being said, he also seen the out of character with Omos and The Miz, and Kofi Kingston is the next guest on out of character. Plus up up down down with Xavier Woods is back. Plus an updation with the Hall of Famers and Legendaries and all the suits and outfits and masks on the WWE 2K22 wrestling game. Plus channels like these that you like and subscribe and follow on the Instagram, you'll know everything that is to know. Like SummerSlam, the second, besides WrestleMania, the biggest thing to go around on the WWE is type in your code LIVE to get your tickets for everybody else does. You got Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, WWE Castle, and all that good stuff coming. You could join me in Lincoln in June. WWE Raw versus WWE, which will be a live in WWE and after Raw goes off air sort of thing, and all that good stuff. Also, with that being said, for NXT tomorrow, you will see that the NXT Women's Tournament tomorrow, and then you will see the bump that we saw, the Usos and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, keep the needle moving, beat RK Bro and G McIntyre's at Backlash. Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins. Like I said, almost an MPV, they screwed over Bobby Lashley. So I see Bobby Lashley and a steel chair that knocked their teeth down their throat tonight, and like I said, Rhea Ripley and Seth Rollins, or Edge and Damian Priest. I don't know why I called him Seth Rollins. And Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, since Liv Morgan sent a message on WWE exclusive last time her and Rhea was in the ring that they had unfinished business, and with AJ Styles and Finn Balor doing a mixed tag team match to handle that little situation tonight. I think that would be amazing, as well as a new United States champion. American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes over Austin Theory, and I think everybody will see that. And Mahan is just as destructive as they come. New updated on Big E. Will he be back on SmackDown with the New Day after the tables match and all that? When his neck gets healed and gets better, we'll see. And LA Knight was also on there. That he's been doing like dark matches and WWE exclusive and all that other stuff. If you saw like Drew Gulak finally break his point in the WWE exclusive after being treated like crap since he's been in there from a wrestler to an interviewer and still just getting tossed around. Finally breaking point and wants a little respect around there. Also, maybe Speaking of NXT, like Dexter and Dakota Kai, who was released, maybe they'll join CM Punk and Daniel Bryanson on the AEW and John Moxley, maybe, because announced Aleister Black. Because I've seen a lot of the NXT superstars go to Raw and SmackDown, but also Raw and SmackDown go to the AEW. If you guys want to keep your eye out for that, if you got cable TV or check it out on Peacock. WWE Shop Otherwise Boston Glow new t-shirts. I see them as a little Friday Night SmackDown reminder prediction with the bloodline keep the needle moving. That was successful. JDK Lauren Booker T giving their thoughts on Corbin get what he got what he deserved from Moss as well on the kickoff show. Then I see Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out feeling Boston Glow Time Tag Team Champion against Shayna Baszler and Natalya. That will be this Friday. Plus, you got Pratt McIntyre's birthday that passed, him and Cole and Corey and all them with their shows, here on Third Generation. Corey Woods was on their show, and also on the Broken Skulls with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then also on top of that, they kept the legacy up and running and going since then and now. That little updation, talking about his dad and his brother's generation, with him being the third one. He's been on fire. He's been off the chain. Really stepped up the game since last time we seen him wrestling. I mean, he's unstoppable. It's just been amazing accolade to see. And I really would love to see him be nicest champion tonight against Austin Theory. And also, I think that pretty much covers what happened at Backlash. As a result of Backlash, and Happy Mother's Day to all the good mothers out there in the world. I went out of town to see my cousins for Mother's Day weekend. Ronda Rousey, new SmackDown Women's Champion, a little Mother's Day present to her over Charlotte Flair finally. And then also with what happened at Backlash versus my predictions tonight on my Night Raw Wrestling and NXT, the bump, all the WWE exclusive interviews and all that good stuff. You've seen Moose be happy that he got one over Corbin. Ronda Rousey, that was a hell of a Mother's Day to get a WWE Championship belt for your Mother's Day present. Especially against the woman that's been taking cheap shots since day one. They finally get to put a sock in an I Quit match, beat the hell out of her and destroy each other in that arena. So it was a good match too. And remember when Charlotte did what to Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. So Ronda Rousey finally got their revenge on Charlotte Flair for what she did back at Survivor Series just now at Backlash. And dodging her when all the brawl fights before WrestleMania, when Becky Lynch became Becky 2 belts, and backstage and through the table, said she can only win by an armbar, got her ankle locked up, and now the new SmackDown champion is Ronda Rousey. Who will be the next victim of her, and not opponent, victim of her is the question, because she truly is the baddest bitch on the planet. Now, with that being said, you also had the results of, what happened on Friday. So it was the RK Bro, Drew McIntyre's trying to get one over the Bloodline before the Bloodline beat them at Backlash. And then after that would happen once and for all, because, RK Bro and the Usos been going back and forth, but Roman Reigns been undefeated Universal Champion. And he's been beating Drew McIntyre, and he helped the Bloodline keep that needle moving at Backlash from what happened on SmackDown. And Sasha Banks and Naomi kind of got screwed out of their match, but did beat the hell out of Natalya and Shayna Baszler. They versed them for the Tag Team Women's Championship belt this coming Friday. And like I said, Ronda Rousey clear back at Survivor Series, and when Becky became Becky 2 belts before she even became the man at WrestleMania, she finally got her payback on Ronda Rousey. Finally got to take that candlestick due to Charlotte, what she did to her at Survivor Series. Became SmackDown Women's Champion for all the shenanigans on SmackDown as well as the Backlash match. Omos and MPV only the worst coming from them. I mean, Bobby Lashley beat him at WrestleMania. He could destroy him again. As you see, they had to cheat to get the job done. And Seth Rollins is still a unique technical athlete that he is. Seth freaking Rollins burning down my Raw. He is still an athlete of a show, of a star of the spotlight. He is still the technique former Universal Champion former Money in the Bank winner, WWE Champion, Destruction Under the Shield, NXT Champion. He is still on top of the world with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, third generation from his father and his brother, keeping that moving for their family bloodline as well. He's been unstoppable since WrestleMania and dominated on Monday Night Raw. Pretty much between him and Seth Rollins, he really hasn't got any other opponents, but he's showing his athletics, his skills, and that they're just as good as anybody else's, and if not better. As you can see, he's been undefeated. I mean, AEW champion, and he's came back, won his first ever WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins, the best technical person that you could verse in the ring, that has all the techniques in the world. And then, as you also saw, Moss getting the best over Baron Corbin. He loved that in the WWE exclusive. He spoke of that, and the WWE fans got him through that, is what he was saying. And all that good stuff. With that being said, you saw Kayla on the bump and both seeing Jerry King Lawrence. You seen them talking with Moss on the kickoff show before that, and all that good stuff for Backlash, for Friday Night SmackDown results, Backlash results, Friday Night SmackDown prediction, Saturday Live, this past Saturday Live, that it was kind of just the opposite, bad guys over the good guys, like the Bloodline over the RK Bro, Drew McIntyre's, Shayna and Natalya take a cheap shot at the Boston goal, which is why Shayna had that singles match with Sasha, and obviously she couldn't beat her. That's why they had to cheat to do that, because obviously last time Sasha Banks was the boss and beat Shayna Baszler in that match. And so they had to cheat, but Sasha and Naomi put them in their place, trying to attack them and beat the hell out of them. They got a new t-shirt. Plus, we've seen Sasha Banks, not only she's been on a roll, you've seen her this past weekend on Mother's Day at a little not only middle school with the kids, if you saw that, but she was also at a baseball game calling out all the rappers, like, ooh, maybe Sasha Banks could be a rapper and a wrestler, like we were talking about. I mean, it's in her blood, right? Presence of rapper, it's in her blood. And she's got this Friday Tag Team Champions on the line, but she was also a part of Backlash because over the Mother's Day weekend, she was at the baseball game. It's in her blood to be that rapper. That's why she was calling them all out, because she's not only the boss of wrestling, Tag Team Champions of this Friday, got to dominate Shayna and Natalya with Naomi by her side. WWE merchandise on Thursday that released their t-shirts, but also she could jump over and beat rapping when she comes out, for all we know, next. I mean, she's been on a roll. New grill, new necklace, new jackets, and all that other good stuff. She was on the snack interview, her favorite snacks to eat to stay healthy and fit. That's why she got the strong, rock hard abs and muscle body that every woman wants to look like when they're WWE. If you want to look like that, she tells you everything you need to know, everything you need to do. Kind of a fitness magazine photo that she got to do and cover and do the article based on what her routine is as far as working out and also eating right. So you guys can also check that out in the magazine and all that good stuff. It's in this mag right here and all the other stuff. So, I mean, that's just how it is. And she's been on the road. She's been dominant, unstoppable. Sasha Banks is the legit boss for a reason. She is on her way to be a Hall of Famer, to be a legendary. She is a legendary and Hall of Famer in my book, but to be official in Hall of Fame legendary, she is on her way, certainly. And also, you can see Sasha Banks and the Ice Bath Talk with Kevin Hart coming up as well, if you want to check that out. And also, on top of all that flavor on top, and all that good stuff that I was talking about the last night match and place, because it pretty much covers that first breaking point and all that other, world talk. So that's pretty much what to know about Friday Night SmackDown wrestling results, Saturday Live results, Backlash results, WWE exclusive behind the scenes, and what's still to come. If you want to check it out, besides Monday Night Raw wrestling after Raw goes off air exclusive, and the bump coming up Friday coming up. If you want to get your tickets to any of those events that like Hell in a Cell and SummerSlam and WWE Castle and all that good stuff. And for me going out of town seeing my cousins for their graduation, where I haven't seen them for a while, it was really awesome and amazing fun. Mother's Day, I took my mom to see Morgan Wallen's concert when he was here for Mother's Day. Also, John Cena running his own cocktail business, a little Hall of Fame legendary superstar. I vie for that. And also, like I said, you got tonight. Up, down, down is there was a 2022 video game. With that being said, you get to wrestle with these guys like Shawn Michaels and Stone Steve Austin, just like this on the updation. If you buy download it on your, I can just download it on my Xbox because I got the virtual video game of 2K22. And you got a new game show coming out with Nikki Bella going to be the host of it. And also on top of that, WWE Evil's still going. Last WWE Evil that was on had Triple H and Stephanie McMahon on it. That the last one that I seen. And then with the tickets going on sale for the June 20, which is pretty much sold out now. I mean, you can still get tickets there, but everybody buys these cheap tickets up here, and then so that means you can still get a good seat and a good spot to these events and stuff if you hurry up and purchase them. And you gotta do everything online because you gotta scan the phone ticket. So all you gotta do is have a credit card and a phone, even a laptop, tablet. Before you see my laptop, phone, got a tablet over there. I don't know if you can see it over there. That's probably the ceiling right there. I don't know if you've seen the tablet, but I got all of it. I mean, got a laptop, phone, tablet, anything to catch up on emails, play online games, do videos, videos, podcasts, all that other good stuff. And anything like that. You can buy, hell, you can even go on your smart TV like I got. If you got a smart TV to buy on. I don't know if you see my tab over there. All you gotta do is nothing like you can't do anything on the internet. Nothing you can't do on the internet now. There's nothing you can't do on the internet. So with that, with this guys, they also was talking about maybe Roman Reigns after he does wrestling for a little bit longer as you see undefeated Universal Champion, that maybe he's gonna jump over and some more of the Hollywood side. Maybe Roman Reigns, I seen him in the Fast and Furious movie with The Rock, but maybe Roman Reigns is gonna be undefeated Universal Champion of the WWE, keep that needle on that bloodline moving, and get to do acting, not one or the other, so we can kill that rumor because he's still undefeated Universal Champion. So obviously he ain't leaving anytime soon. But maybe I can see him on the active side, is what I've heard. See him on both. So I mean, pretty much build his legend and wrestling career on his own. Not even counting all the family that done it before him: The Rock, Rikishi, Usos, and him, and their uncles, and all the above. Paul Heyman worked with them for 20 years. Worked with him. I seen him since he been in ACW and all that, WFW, with The Rock and Triple H, WCW, ECW with Rob Van Dam and Edge and John Cena. I see John Cena on AEW and Brock Lesnar on AEW, Batista, Randy Orton. I seen Paul Heyman do all that for the line. So those are, I think those, speaking of them, or the, like John Cena would be my favorite out of the ECW, because there's only so many. Like I would pick The Rock as a classic. Like The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin is the favorite classic match that I like. The X Generation is a dominating old-fashioned team. The Shield would be the new now today dominant team. Randy Orton is the winner of WWE Evil, Apex Predator, 20 years in the business. So dominant, 14-time champion, 2-time World War winner. Tag teams been dominated, unstoppable. He's done it all. Intercontinental champion, United champion, all that other good stuff. Grand Slam champion. He's done it all. That's why he's in the 20 years and just can have fun and chill out because Randy Orton's already built himself up that far that he can just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna chill. He doesn't have to be so dominant anymore because he's already built that career. So I think that Randy Orton and John Cena would be the now today classic, Stone Cold and The Rock is a classic old match, and then the new generation of today, I think that John Cena and Randy Orton would steal the show. If you're talking about teams, The Shield and DX. And it's talked about the ECW. I think Rob Van Dam stole the ECW show. WFW was Triple H and The Rock. And then WWE Raw and SmackDown just said Randy Orton and John Cena. And then now today, like on the women's side, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, the horsewoman from the NXT and the Raw and SmackDown since they came in the pay-per-view. That would include the pay-per-view too. I also like Bianca Belair too on the pay-per-view side of the women's business. And then the Undertaker, no one could beat the streak, obviously, until that streak was ended, but he's still the Phenom, the Supernatural, the Hall of Fame legendaries that will live forever in the WWE. That is, man, you stand across the street and like, oh, I better have my game on, and even then, it's not gonna be easy to knock him down. So, and he still is that dominant authority. So, as far as that goes, that's how I feel about that. Plus, they were talking about over in Antarctica, it's talking about the fun scientific fact, talk about the moon being brighter or darker with the daylight savings and what scientists are trying to figure out the solar system, the sun, and all that good stuff. Well, a little scientist fact. How about the alien attack in Antarctica? It's a kind of science fact that they were talking about. And if you're into anime like me, you would see that Goku and Vegeta have a new tag team update that you can check that out as well. That's a little fun fact and a scientific fact and all the fact news and updates and reviews wrestling and the predictions and what's to come and all that good stuff to find out and know. You pretty much know everything now. I think I pretty much covered everything as far as that goes. Plus, on top of it, you had Becky Lynch may beat Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat, but shouldn't beat the EST, Bianca Belair, and the Fatal 4 for the Raw Women's Championship belt. And with that being said, you have Ricochet, Intercontinental Champion, remaining over Sami Zayn. I don't know why he had another chance when, that's pretty much been over since he took it from him. And Ronda Rousey, speaking of her, Sasha Naomi, they worked together to beat Charlotte and Shayna Baszler in a tag in a 6-woman tag team match before Backlash if you missed that on Saturday Live. And the Miz said he wants to be in the new Mortal Kombat movie coming up, so you could see the Miz. The Star Wars on movies and wrestling on Mortal Kombat, all that good stuff. And the New Day also had their tables match that I was talking about. Him and Junior kind of had his exclusive breaking point and all that good stuff. How I was talking about in the video game with them. Like, you see the one with Sasha Banks, Cesaro, Becky Lynch, and I think Seth Rollins was on one. No, I seen Sasha Banks, Tamina, Naomi, the Usos, and Cesaro and Sheamus. And I seen Neville on the Above Down now with Xavier Woods. And then the New Day with Big E and Kofi was on the Undertaker's video game that you can play. That's on Netflix. That you can play along with them, and depending on what you choose is what's gonna happen next and all that good stuff. But they have like 3 different options and stuff like that. I'm like, how do you choose one? I want to see all 3 of them. So then you gotta play 3 times just to have 3 different reactions. And then I got DC Star, John Cena praising the Marvel star Batista and Guardians of the Galaxy and Friends movie. So also two former stars that look like a monster, like Triple H is a former star from the NXT that would look like a monster as far as muscle mentality go. And Batista is on the Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel star, the DC star, which from Suicide Squad. That I would see that. And then you could also see Matt Riddle talk about the tag team, what it's been like to work with Randy Orton. Pretty much like the Undertaker. I like how Randy Orton's like the Undertaker, a Hall of Famer, legendary that could teach the youngers in the ring. What it's like to be in his position, to be a champion, to be a fighter, be a man. We're going to be on a pay per view or championship or that he knows all the ropes because he's done it to kind of show you and teach you how to do it. And I like that he's still around to teach because there's not very many Hall of Famers, legendaries that are great to stick around and teach that type of thing. And the fact that Randy Orton, he's like the last Hall of Famer legendary right now that's around to teach the ropes. I think Sasha Banks is here to teach the ropes, but she's not a Hall of Famer legendary yet. Before it was like, oh, when Randy Orton and John Cena and Triple H came in, they probably were looking like Triple H and Randy Orton and John Cena when they came in. It was always, The Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin before, the whole Rock and John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin was also in the ring, with The Rock, who John Cena versus, which that would be Randy Orton and Triple H. And then The Undertaker, for Triple H, and would have been the Hall of Fame legendaries from generation to generation to be a good match and someone to be like, hey, you know what? I kind of don't got my head around the ropes, so what do I do? When it comes to any type of match, whether it's a championship, a regular match, or Raw, SmackDown, you got a pay per view on the line, whatever, anything could happen that you need those. He was still around that you're like, hey, I can train with you. You're a good superstar, but you're not a Hall of Fame legend. So it's good to see that the Hall of Fame legend like Randy Orton is still around to teach. Like Matt Riddle is having so much fun with him because he knows all his wrestling stuff and having fun at the same time. So it's like, oh wow, I get to work with Randy Orton, one of the kind of Hall of Fame legendary superstar, and all that good stuff. This is a little bit, man. See, Boston, Massachusetts. Sasha Banks' hometown, Boston, Massachusetts. WrestleMania Classic. Someone will see Austin WCW and Shawn. I just really like, stuff like that. To have the actual person around and still teach you obviously like, wow, that's really cool, that's really awesome. There's somebody that's already done your work in the ring so much and so long that you can pretty much just be like, you know what, I just want to chill today. And you have the right and you can do that. You had Eric Bischoff that was in the Lucha Underground giving advice, people like Kalisto and Rey Mysterio Jr. that I've seen come from there. Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns to see the numbers pretty much even in my book that, the bloodline showed them, hey, we won fair and square. We got the job done. There's nothing else left, as far as that goes. Six-time world champion, 20 years like Batista that's been in there, and I was on the actor side. Triple H told him, there's never an end to your career despite, you've been in wrestling right now, you're over in the acting that, hey, you can still be the greatest no matter how many years you've been away from the table. Something like The Undertaker is always going to be a Hall of Fame legendary wrestler no matter where he goes in life. From here on out, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, they are classic superstars. And no matter where they go, they always will be one of those superstars and wrestlers that's still running the business, even if they're not here. People are still chanting their name, whether they're here or not. And Lacey Evans finally finishes her chapter in her, actually growing up daily life. And it's like, wow, you're a strong woman. No wonder why you're in the Marines. She's finally going to do her first match on SmackDown. I say she should versus Gonzalez because that'd be a good match to see. But she may versus somebody else, because But I just think they're two strong women. Lacey versus Gonzalez would be a classic woman match to see on SmackDown. As well as when you see Sasha and Naomi defend the tag team with Shayna and Natalya, who know each other so well. And that is all for today. As always, like and subscribe to Queen Crazy K. Follow me on my Instagram. Leave your comments as long as they're positive. And join me back here for my Night Raw podcast. Everything exclusive, news, predictions, all that good stuff. I will let you know how it is. I will cover it all and all that good stuff. Queen Crazy K is out. And I'll see you guys next time. Absolutely not. What's this? Oh, this is the photo. So, you see the photo from the wrestling from Arcade Roman Reigns that I just seen pop up on my phone. Alright, Queen Crazy K is out now. I gotta go watch Monday Night Raw now.